And whether he thought she was 13 or not is really not relevant at all. It's just what he did is he took that little girl's chance of childhood away. And he has repeatedly referred to chances that he did not have. And I respectfully disagree with him. He has had numerous chances. He had the chance to not a 12-year-old. He had a chance. We gave him a chance of probation. He had a chance to be a model DOC inmate.
ADA Tracy Balbera standing up for this survivor in this case. Let's watch a parole hearing to see as this monster tries to get out 2 years early. With that, let's jump in.
Donald Cavalier, classification manager.
Ashley Bradley, records.
Curtis Thurman, assistant director of mental health. Alvin King, reentry director.
Thank you very much. Mr. Botwell, would you please introduce for yourself for the record, stating your full name and your DOC number?
Christopher Boutwell, 516-494.
All right. I'm gonna give you a brief explanation of the process. Before that, we have a couple of guests. I'd like you to introduce yourself, the people sitting in the back row.
My name is Robert Bignair.
And how are you related?
Boutwell.
You related to Mr. Boutwell?
No. We're friends. We're not.
Friend? All right.
Angie Victor, just a good friend.
All right. And are y'all here to speak or just to watch?
Sir.
You here to speak, just to watch?
Well, we'll speak.
Okay. All right. So I'll go ahead and continue to give you the brief process. I'm going to put some information out there, ask you to verify it. Then we'll conduct a parole interview. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Tillis, who's going to ask the first questions in the interview. After the interview is completed, we'll ask the facility staff if they have anything to say. We'll allow public comments. 3 supporters will be allowed to speak, which will be the guys in the back row. And in opposition, any opposition will be allowed to speak. We have a representative from the DA's office, Miss Tracy Barbera, is going to speak. And then Mr. Boutwell, you'll be able to make a statement before the board makes its final vote. So let's begin. Today we have for parole consideration Christopher Boutwell, DOC number 516494, who's a second felony offender who has been convicted of forcible rape of a 12-year-old juvenile. And on 2/14/07 and on 12/2/17 was revoked. The sentence to serve 20 years hard labor in East Baton Rouge Parish. Your parole eligibility date is September 28, 24. You're not eligible for good time date. And your full term date is 3/28/26. Does that sound correct to you, Mr. Bob?
Yes, sir.
Your case has been assigned to Mr. Tillis, who's gonna cast the first vote and begin the questions. Go ahead, Mr. Tillis.
How you doing, Mr. Barwell?
I'm doing fine this morning.
Good. How far did you go in high school?
I have my GED.
Oh, you got your GED since you've been there?
I got it in 2008, sir.
2008. I read over your case, and if you're released, where do you plan on living?
In Independence, Louisiana, at a friend of mine's apartment.
Have you located work?
Not at the moment, but there's 2 people that I could talk to as soon as I get out. I know they'll hire me as soon as I go home.
Okay. What did you do while you were there? I saw you took a lot of courses and stuff, sexual abuse, anger.
Yes, sir. So I've completed risk management, Malachi Dads, pre-release. I've gone to AANA. I've completed speechcraft of Toastmasters. and various spiritual programs I've gone to also.
Okay, while you've been there, what do you normally do? You work or you just?
I work every day. My previous job was administration orderly. I now currently work in maintenance.
See. And how do you feel now about the situation that happened with you?
Well, I feel there's not a day that don't go by that I don't think back on what I did that day. And I know that in my heart, I should have walked away. But I'm an addict, and I'll always be an addict. And I learned that through AANA. And I know that the only way that I could stay sober is through support. And I have 3 people here today that support me. I have friends that support me. I have other family that supports me. I've learned through these classes that I've taken how to be a more responsible and accountable individual, how to be a man, how to be responsible in my community and my family, and my work job. I've learned a lot of things since I've been locked up. You know, the first 10 years of my dose, I didn't have a chance to rehabilitate myself because I bounced around a lot from satellite camp to satellite camp to satellite camp. But since I've been here, I've actually had a chance to sit down, reevaluate my situation, and better myself. And that's a chance that I didn't have before.
See, how long have you been incarcerated?
A total of 17 years. I did actually, so my sentence was a split sentence. They sentenced me to 20 years. They suspended 10. So I did the 10 flat. I went home, but because I didn't take a chance to rehabilitate myself during the first 10 years. Like I said, I bounced around a lot. So I didn't really have a chance, or either that or that I just had too much time to get in any programs at the satellite camp. So they would never let me really try to. The only thing I did accomplish during the first 10 years was to get my GED, which I'm very proud of. So this last 10 years, you know, I went home on a probation. I was doing good for a little while, then I got back on drugs. I came back, and since I've been here, I've been clean and sober now for 3 years, and a lot of that is to do with NAAA, and a lot of it's to do that I just didn't want to live my life that no more. I got tired of living the same, just doing different things, doing the same thing, getting different results. I just felt like I was just living a never-ending loop. So I made a change.
Okay, so you were let go 10 years and then you came back. Now you've been in 7 years after that.
Yes, sir.
And 3 years you haven't been, you've been drug free.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have no more questions.
You got any questions? Mr. Boutwell, how did you know the victim?
She was the sister of my brother's girlfriend.
Did you know how old she was?
Yes, sir.
And you were 21 and she was 13 or 12?
I was 21, and at the time I thought she was 13, but my brother told me that she was 12.
I have no further questions.
All right. I see you have a write-up in prison in December of 2022 for sexual misconduct while in jail. What was that about?
Okay, so that's actually their grandson that I caught that with. His name is Brad Phillips. We got real close, and it was a heated moment, and we did what we did. I can't change it. It happened, but we've developed a really good friendship. It's never happened again. And I met these 3 wonderful people through him, and they're here today to support me. They are like the grandparents I never had.
I've heard you say in the last half hour, last 15 minutes, that at least twice, I wish that had never happened. You're not thinking about what's happening.
That's how you ended up with the 12-year-old. That's how you ended up with the prison write-up. Tell us what's gonna be different on the street. If, we let you go now, what's gonna be different then and why? Why you think you couldn't control yourself then with the initial crime? You couldn't control yourself with this guy in jail. How are you gonna be able to control yourself when you come across the next encounter on the street and there's even less security?
All right, so like I said, through these classes, especially risk management is the #1 class that I've learned a lot from. So through risk management, I've learned how to identify my triggers, how to identify my risk factors. And by doing that, I've learned how to walk away when I feel a need to arise. I just walk away, or I might go talk to somebody and tell them what I'm feeling. As long as I have that support there, then I'm fine. I'm okay. So, through Malachi Dads, I've learned how to be a man. I learned that a man is not just a male with nothing. A man is somebody that takes responsibility, is accountable. He does the right thing in his community, his home, and his job. And through NAAA, I've learned that I am powerless over my addictions, and I learned that I need to take a fearless and moral self-inventory of myself every day, each and every day, not just once a month or once a year. I need to do it every day, because I know that this is the only way that I will be able to overcome what it is that led me to be in this place in the first place.
So you said you had a previous term of probation with a split sentence on this exact case. And looking at the record, it shows that probation was revoked because you failed to register, you failed to notify, and you absconded supervision.
Yes, sir.
What went wrong in that case? I think you might have touched on it. You said
Yes,
something
sir.
about drugs a minute ago.
Yes, sir. I got back on drugs real heavy, and I ran off. I moved somewhere else, and I didn't notify the registration department that I was moving. And because of that, I felt like that I was going to get in trouble, so I just stayed on the run.
That was another bad decision right there.
It was.
Do you know now that, the probation officers are not all there to put you in jail? They're there to help you through this, and that they, the more successful cases they get, the better they feel about their job. It's not about putting everybody in jail. If you'd have gone in there and told them you're having trouble with drugs, you'd have got help for the problems you were having.
And that's exactly what he told me at my revocation hearing.
Well, that's
He
the
told me if
fact.
I would have came to him, he would have helped me.
So you know better now. We're not gonna have that again. Right.
Listen, everything that I've made, every bad decision I've made in my life, I've learned from. And I'm sitting before you today, a changed man. I'm not the same person I was when I came back to prison. I'm not the same person I was when I came to prison the first time. And if I'm not perfect, I make mistakes. We're all human. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm better than anybody else.
Okay.
But if y'all give me this chance today, I promise y'all I will not let y'all down.
Right. That's all questions I have. Warden or staff down there, do y'all have any comments to make on this case?
Well, how you doing, Mr. Danny? Christopher's been with us a couple of years now, and he's done some, positive things since he's been here. But I definitely think that there are some things that he needs to continue to work on to better himself. That's all I got.
Right. Okay, today you have a couple of people in support. Let's start with the man to the left, Mr. Vignair.
You can step up.
Can you say your full name for the record? Because I didn't get it in the first round.
I'm sorry, my name is Robert L. Vignair Jr.
All right. What do you have to tell us today about Mr. Boutwell?
Well, by Mr. Boutwell, since we've known him, since my grandson has been incarcerated here, we've gotten to know Chris. And, after a long thought process and stuff between me and my wife, if he gets out on parole, we're going to do all we can to help him. we're gonna try to keep him on the straight and narrow, you know, but he's a grown man. We can only advise him and take time with him and try to show him. But that's all we're able to do, because we're not young folks anymore. We get a little age on us, but we'll try to help him as much as we can.
How long have you been knowing him?
Probably maybe a month or two, be a little over 2 years.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
And we get the next lady. Can you give us your full name, please?
Angelina McNair,
And you're just a friend also?
correct.
All right, what do you have to tell us about Mr.
What we know of Chris, he's a wonderful person. And I think if he has the opportunity to get out, we can keep him straight 100%. And he's a good person.
All right, thank you for your comment.
That's it.
That's it. Okay, but
Unless you had something else you want to throw in there real quick?
well, this, I can't think right now, but hey, we're gonna keep him straight.
Okay.
Try to get him a job. He got a place to stay.
Okay. A place to stay where, with y'all?
No, he's got his own, he's gonna have his own apartment.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And,
Did you want to speak, man?
No, I'm good.
okay. Okay, that's all the people that we had in support. Today we have in opposition, Ms. Barbera from the DA's office.
Good morning, Chairman Bauer, Mr. Tillis, Mr. Freeman. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak this morning. I am Tracy Barbera. I'm the First Assistant District Attorney in East Baton Rouge Parish. My comments will be very brief this morning. I believe the record is clear that this individual raped a 12-year-old, and whether he thought she was 13 or not is really not relevant at all. It's just what he did is he took that little girl's chance of childhood away. And he has repeatedly referred to chances that he did not have. And I respectfully disagree with him. He has had numerous chances. He had the chance to not rape a 12-year-old. He had a chance. We gave him a chance of probation. He had a chance to be a model DOC inmate. He had a chance to be a model probationer. What did he do? He absconded. He may blame it on the fact that he was an addict, but in my opinion, and I would respectfully ask you to not give him another chance. I believe he is a danger to society. He has a full-term release date, less than 2 years away. Based upon the facts of this case, based upon the chances he did not take advantage of, the things he did or has done while incarcerated and while given the opportunity to live a quote free life on probation, he has not done anything which would support you allowing him to be released on parole. And I would respectfully ask that you deny parole today. Thank you.
Thank you. We have other opposition from the sheriff who replied in a letter form. So, Mr. Bowell, it's your turn to give your final closing statement before we take the vote about why you think today would be the day to get parole for you.
So, first of all, I would like to say that I don't deny anything that the DA just said. I did have multiple chances to do the right thing. What I would like to say today is if I could take it all back, if I could go back in time right now, I would. I would walk out of that door that night. And none of this would, I wouldn't even be sitting in front of y'all today telling y'all this. I have had to live with what I did every day of my life. Every day. And for that, I'm sorry. But I'm asking y'all today, if y'all give me this chance, I will not let y'all down. I don't want to live the way that I've been living. I want to do the right thing. I want to be a successful, productive member of society. I don't want to be that monster anymore. So I'm asking y'all to give me this chance. And thank you for the opportunity.
All right, now we're gonna vote. Mr. Tillis, your case, you take the first vote.
Mr. Bidwell, I really appreciate what you've done. You have, it seems like you have remorse. You've been going through some programs that are helping you, and I'm really pleased to see that. I think at this time, I'm gonna have to deny, because I think you need some more time or some more treatment for drug abuse and sexual abuse at this time. So my vote is to deny.
Raymond?
Okay, due to the recent sex offense in prison, the strong opposition from the victim and the DA, and the harm that she caused that little girl who had problems for many, many years and still is, my vote is to deny.
I'm gonna concur with my colleagues for the same reasons and vote to deny. Mr. Barwell, today your parole release has been denied. This concludes our business no, it doesn't. We're in this year at 9:24 a.m. Thank you all very much. Warden will move on to the next guy shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not all heroes wear capes. That goes for Tracy Barbera, my personal favorite ADA. I just love her. I cannot get, she's been so consistent year after year. She shows up for these hearings and she stands so strong with the survivors. Really, what I want to do is make a playlist of Tracy because she never disappoints. I just love how she comes in there and leaves a mic drop of epic proportions, squashing that Roach's last hope of getting out 2 years early. She's like, first of all, she was 12, not 13. Not like it makes a difference. You know, he ruined any chance of her having a normal childhood. And thank goodness she saved the day. This is the first time I'm saying this board together, and this was my first and only impression so far, and I was not impressed. Maybe, take it easy. Maybe, it's they'll have to learn to, oh, I'm not gonna let that that performance get in the way. At least they had a unanimous no. That's the importance of the ADA. Imagine this hearing without Tracy there. Just think about it. It would The survivor needs it. She has that right to have Tracy stand up for her and talk on behalf of her, and I just man, some people heroes, they can be, whatever, an athlete, a musician, an actor, but mine is Tracy, the ADA. Anyways, so yeah, he's got 2 more years left in the 20-year sentence. It's good to see that he's gonna have to serve the whole thing. It's just so ridiculous. It never gets old listening to these roaches come up with their "If I could take it back, I would never. I would just have left the room. If I could take it back, I would." It's really 18 years of sitting rotting in prison, and that's the best you can come up with? You would even say the words, "Well, I thought she was 13, but my brother told me she was old." Who would even say that? It gives you insight into the mind of these monsters. They're not wired like you and I, and really the safest place for them is to be in prison. I didn't catch his risk score. It's probably low. Maybe they mentioned it, maybe I missed it, maybe they skipped over it. I don't know. But anyways, there's not much to go on here. I mean, Richard threw in a few links, but it was more like arrest records when it happened in 20s. So, but yeah, I'm happy to see a denial, and with that, I'll let you go.